Good evening, or whatever, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea.
That's right.
That's what Walter Winchell used to say. How are you? It's time for another visit with the four old farts. We have Duane Weiss, Norman Eichel, John Byrne, Bill Crane. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, so we've got a pressure-packed show today. I have a lot of great things to quiz these guys on, but I was over to the Federated Church for their lunch today, and it is a super deal. Corn chowder, salad, cake for dessert, super duper.
Asparagus soup also.
I don't like asparagus.
Oh, I like asparagus.
There's nothing healthy for me. But anyway, there was an event that took place at that lunch that I want to bring up. A little boy burst into tears, screaming and yelling when he went by Norman's table.
What'd you do?
He showed her a picture of Hillary Clinton.
Oh, that's cruel. That's child abuse.
That's right. Now, you could be banned from this show, Norman, if you keep up that sort of thing.
Well, I thought to myself, this is the first time that kid has ever fallen down. And he's screaming his head off because he's never done it before.
Really?
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
And he landed on a rug.
Oh, is that what he was screaming about?
Yeah.
Well, you should have stepped up and said, knock it off, kid. You're not going to allow that in the Marine Corps.
Mother came up and
I know.
took care of it.
And that's good. That's what mothers do.
That's right.
That's why
they get paid extra for that.
That's why the good Lord gave us mothers.
Right.
Now, I'm glad I'm not going to talk about that one. All right. Now, so, bunch of things in the in the news today. And I wanted to start off with, oh, yes, this one. So, there's been a bunch of calls going out, especially to the elderly. And I finally got one.
No.
Yeah.
Welcome to the crowd.
Well, no, one of the grandfather calls. Have you got one of those?
No.
You haven't lived
Is
yet.
this where the kid is in trouble and they want
Yeah.
money? That's kind of ingenious, but it
just
works. That's the problem.
I got a call, and I said, hello? Hello? I said, who is this? It's your grandson.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is a 401 cell phone number.
They can put any number they want on it.
Yeah. So, this is a husky voice with an accent.
Of course.
Yes, and it was a black accent.
Nigeria.
Yeah. No, American. I think
Okay.
inner city
okay.
type. You just simply can't mistake that voice. It's a distinctive voice. Yep. And so I said, so who are you? I'm your grandson. My grandsons are 10 and 4, and they don't have cell phones, and they're not bad name like you. And he hung up on me.
Oh, no. They always hang up on me.
Yeah. Now, are they that stupid?
No, you know what? That particular scam makes millions for these people that run it.
I can tell you the names of 2 people in Norfolk that fell for it.
Fell for it. Yep.
One of them has passed away, Bob Kirby.
Yep.
And, no, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I get that story wrong. Father Conley, Monsignor Conley,
from
fell
St.
for it.
Luke, St. Jude's.
For $2,500. Oh, man. And the kid said, I'm Bob Kirby's grandson.
I'm in trouble.
Now, he knew that Bob Kirby and Father Ravad and Father Conley were big friends, and they used to go out to dinner one night a week and all that sort of thing. He knew enough to call Father Conley, and he used the right buzzwords.
Oh, yeah.
And he also realized Father Conley wouldn't recognize his voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm Bob Kirby's, and I'm being held in a jail, not a jail, but a police station in, I believe he said, Ontario. I've been arrested up here, and they will not release me because I'm not a Canadian citizen. I need $2,500 bail. Father Connolly, I'll wire it to you. No. Go
wire
get
fraud then.
gift cards and read me the numbers off the back. I'll give them to the police, and I'll be out of here 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
He went and did it.
Oh, wow. It works, or they wouldn't be doing it.
That's a money maker. Wow.
Yeah, we got one probably 2 years ago already. Monica's youngest sister was in Africa, and lo and behold, got locked up for something, and she needed several $1,000s. And I could hear Monica say, "What the hell are you talking about? She can't get out of the state. I don't think much less to Africa."
But there was somebody in Norfolk got grabbed again about 2 weeks ago on it. Yeah. Forget who the devil was.
I keep getting, I've gotten the 3 calls now from Comcast. Honest to God, it says Comcast, and it's Comcast's 800 number, the actual number. The other day, the first one they called, they want money. They said there's something wrong with your system, and we have to do something, change it or something. And he asked me, he said, I know that's a scam right off the bat because Comcast don't call you like that. Right. But he says, how many lights are blinking on your modem? I said, geez, you're Comcast, you should know. And he hung up on me. Yeah. So I knew.
You scared him off.
Yeah, I get the same ones. This is the Microsoft store.
Yeah, is your license running out?
I said,
that's another one.
Yeah.
It's a Microsoft license.
Yeah,
I've
we've gotten that
a couple of times.
For several times
but
now.
they don't say Microsoft Corporation.
No,
it's the Microsoft store.
Oh, yeah.
I said, what's your problem? Well, he says, you have bad news. We've been monitoring your computer. You have bad virus and now malware. And he said, we have got to act immediately or your computer's going to crash and you're going to lose all the memory. And he says, you may lose all your money.
I asked the guy, well, what kind of day is it in India? What?
Yeah, that's right.
So I said to him, I said, you work for Microsoft, do you? He said, we are the Microsoft store. I said, and whereabouts is this store located? So you must now give me, I said, bullshit. I said, where are you calling me from? India.
Oh, yeah.
And Mumbai.
Yeah. I said, thanks a lot. Whammo. But the one that really gets me now is the one I'm getting all the time. Hi, senior citizen. This is Nancy. This is your last chance to get therapeutic braces for your knee and your back at no charge. Medicaid will pay for everything.
There's one coming in with a Rentham number on it.
Yeah.
And that's braces.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Now, okay, which brings me to my point. Between Ed Markey and Mother Warren, we must have the 2 worst senators in the country.
I don't think anybody's going to debate that.
No, I didn't think so either. But wouldn't you think that those 2 clowns would listen to the public and do something about robocalls? Now, there was a blurb on Fox this morning that said they've been raiding or clamping down on them.
4 companies so far.
Yeah, and there have been fines, huge fines, but no payments. Now they find the people, but they can't find them. F-I-N-D them.
Yeah. The trouble is that they'll close one and they'll just pop up someplace else.
What they do is every single day they have a new burner. You know, a cell phone. They use it for one day, and then in the trash.
Yeah,
never to be used
again. Can't trace it back.
Then another one, and they start over. That's why you can't call them back.
Yeah.
Well, in those last examples, how do these people get to know intimate knowledge of relationships? The priest knows this one knows that. How do they find this stuff?
That one, I think. I think that one originated in Norfolk by someone who knew the family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one wasn't one of those random calls. That
Yeah, it sounds believable. It really
it does.
Unless you think about a little bit more about it. But.
Some of them, John, come from social media. People post everything that they do, where they go, who they know, everything. It's all out there for them. And then they worry about violation of privacy. Well, you're the one that posted them.
Yeah, this is what kills me.
They'll post they're going on vacation tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be gone for
They'll be
10
gone
days.
for 2 weeks.
Well, it's
Yeah.
cheapers, you know.
So
Come break into my house,
yeah,
please.
Yeah, please. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, they post up the most personal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's incredible. And then when Facebook culls it all, sorts it out, and sells it to advertisers, then they complain, hey, where's my privacy?
Yeah.
Well,
privacy.
You privacy my butt. You put it on Facebook.
Yep.
You forget about your privacy. You're the one that put it out there. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you put it out in public domain and then complain about it.
Yeah.
But that Facebook thing keeps growing and growing, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So many more and more people do it. It seems foolish sometimes.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah, it really is.
It could be a waste of time.
Now, do you go on Facebook?
No.
No. You? No?
No,
Join you
Monica
and
does.
no.
I've never been on it. But
Yeah, my wife does.
she'll tell
but
me, well, somebody said this and somebody said, relatives or friends.
My
or
wife
something.
goes to 8 million quilting websites or whatever they are.
sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, none of us go on Facebook. That's why they call us the four farts.
4 old farts, yeah.
right.
Four farts.
You know what? I looked once at what you got to do to fill out the form to go on Facebook. I mean, they ask you everything except your shirt size.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. By the way, I wrote this note to myself here. Of all the singers, popular singers, who has the best voice?
Perry Como.
Perry Como.
Andy Williams was my favorite.
A singer, a voice.
We're dating ourselves here, but
That's all
Well, it
right.
doesn't have to
That's
be
all
Ola. I like this guy Bublé, the new guy, but
yeah, he's good.
he sounds a lot like Sinatra, and it's not by.
I wrote down
Accident.
Billy Eckstein.
What is a name from way back?
Yeah.
Wow.
But what a voice he had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nat King Cole was exceptional too.
Nat King Cole was good, yeah. So, I got some bits and pieces here. Cheap prices will be the latest casualty of the trucker shortage. So, truckers are now, long-distance truckers are faced with escalating costs for drivers.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them now.
Because young people do not want to do it.
Right. Yep.
So, let me ask you, supposing we go back in time, would you ever have considered being a long-haul driver?
Not a long haul, but I did. I was a furniture mover when I was in high school, and I drove a truck, but never long distance.
Oh.
But again, in those days, you didn't have money. If you needed money, you had to work for it. Nobody's going to throw it at you.
I had two
That's right.
I had two brother-in-laws that were both long-haul truckers. One of them developed diabetes, and he couldn't pass the
Oh, okay.
whatever the interstate
Yeah.
thing is for long haul. For interstate, he could do in-state, but not interstate anymore. The other one he was a what are they called? They buy their own tractor.
Oh, independent.
Yeah, and then he
gypsy.
would get contracts.
Loads.
He owned the tractor. Yeah, he owned the tractor.
Yeah.
He didn't work for another company, but and he had a real good contract with Toro out of Minneapolis to haul to the West Coast. Then he would come back with loads that he'd contract out there.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
It is.
Tough life.
I knew a fellow when I was working down Rhode Island who was in the building next to ours, and he was a gypsy.
Gypsy,
And he'd have loads out of Rhode Island for Florida. Wow. And in Florida, he'd pick up oranges or
that's
fruit and bring them up to New York, New Jersey, and then deadhead back to
My brother-in-law would
Massachusetts.
bring back produce from
Yeah.
the valley there.
Yeah.
You know, it might be asparagus, it might be tomatoes, whatever he's hauling back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to. You don't. It doesn't make sense to come back with an empty box all
No,
that.
they don't want to go halfway across the
Oh,
country
yeah.
with it empty,
Yeah.
hauling it empty.
Yeah. But it's a tough life.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Those guys can make
Ooh, they may.
$75,000 to $100,000.
The guys that own the tractors can
That's
really make
right.
some money.
That's
but
right.
you got to remember, you got a $250 to $500 million invested in that tractor.
Oh man, the Kenworth or Peterbilt, those rigs are expensive.
Yeah, $500,000 bucks
Very
out of them.
expensive.
Yeah, I was pricing them out the other day on the
You want it?
internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're $250 up.
Yep.
Oh, and you go inside them, it's almost like a
They're
small
like houses
apartment.
in there, yeah.
It's got all
Yeah.
the conveniences, and it's amazing.
They
But
really
bring their
neat.
wives with them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
And dogs.
convenient.
Well,
Or
and
girlfriend.
there's some husband-wife teams.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They change off,
she's got a license too, you know.
Yeah.
You can really make some money there.
Sure.
One sleeps, one drives.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a strange lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. You know what? I've often thought I'd like to try it. I've never driven one of those big rigs. I think I've driven everything else, but I never drove
I
a
haven't
tractor trailer. She's in the Army. I drove.
Deuce and a half.
Oh, the 5 tons.
Yeah, 5 tons.
Oh
huh?
yeah, the big ruckus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had those on post, and I was licensed to drive everything we had there. It was great, but I never got to drive a tractor trailer. So anyway, I guess none of us are going to become truck drivers.
No.
No.
Not in the foreseeable future.
All right, well, that takes care of that one. Anybody got any thoughts?
I had
On-
one or two.
Yeah, I know that we can't talk about
Okay.
those on TV.
Sorry, folks.
Selma,
Yep.
pay attention out there. Okay, she's got the bottle.
I saw it. It's got the bottle out again.
As you can see, you can look into the camera and you can see the people in their houses.
Okay.
We catch Thelma doing the damnedest things. Any of you guys got any thoughts on Venezuela? I mean, it appears to be just getting worse and worse.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's getting one thing. When on a trip to Cuba, that was something that we talked about because they rely on Venezuela heavily.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now they've got their problems, so that's less oil that they're going to have. Unfortunately, they're in a warm zone. It's not like they're up in the tundra, but they're going to have an effect from Venezuela.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
but right now they're meddling them and the Soviets, or the Soviets. That dates me. Russia. Russia brought in 100 uniformed troops.
Yeah.
Under the guise, of course, that they're there as
advisors
technicians for the arm system that they have. They probably
100,000.
probably are, but Cuba's going to be the enforcer there.
Yeah, the Russians aren't.
No, they're not.
No,
They're
the Russians are going to put equipment in
Yeah.
there, and that's what those people are there for.
Cubans are going to be the enforcers. They're going to be the secret police and everything else because
They are now.
And they're
yeah.
good at that.
he right now the Venezuelan, he can't trust his armed services. They're okay now, but they can turn at any point. And the whole key to that country's survival is the military. You can demonstrate all day long, and it's not going to do any good.
You know, some of the, experts, who knows, some of the talking heads on TV say to the U.S., be careful of what you wish for, because there are elements of the military, if they overthrow Maduro, they're going to be worse than him.
Yeah, you're going to have another
So-
dictatorship.
Beware of what you hope for, you know?
I think what's going to be hasten the crumble is that electrical system breakdown.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
That infrastructure breaks down, that just destroys a country.
Well, you know, the other thing, too, is they have got more proven oil reserves than any
about
other
anybody
place
else.
in the world.
I didn't know
And they
that.
can't get them up out of the
Can't get
ground.
it.
No, because they've never maintained their equipment.
No, it's once they became nationalized, then the whole thing went to hell.
Yeah, they were pumping 1.5 million barrels a day.
Plus-
and they're down under 500,000 barrels a day now.
Plus, Venezuelan oil, you can't take it out of the ground and process it. It has to
it's
go through
not-
another process
some
because it's
other
real
stages.
thick.
Yeah.
And so it has to go into, it goes right now to Louisiana and different places through, I don't know, I don't understand the refracturing process, but it has to go through another process.
Yeah, they break it down in cracking towers, and they've got to get it down to a workable level of viscosity.
But
The same thing as the tar sands up in Western Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see in yesterday's journal that they said right now over 50% of the commerce in Venezuela is being done with U.S. dollars. The bolivar is just completely, it's been worthless for a couple of years now, but it's gotten ridiculous now. They won't, a lot of stores and stuff, they don't want to take them. But the inflation rate is like in the millions.
Yeah, it's just
It's a wheelbarrow to buy a load to bake a loaf of bread.
What's the end game going to be?
I think there's going to be a lot of suffering there to start with. People are going to, most of them have lost all the savings and everything they have. But I think there's going to be a revolution, and I hope things like Cuba stay out of it. But what I don't want to see is to get us go in there militarily and start digging around, because this is not going to work.
I get worried when I see things like everything's on the table, everything is possible. You know, we're not going to rule out anything. And, I don't want to see us invade Venezuela.
No.
So the Venezuelans are going to have to do it, but they don't have weapons. They don't have anything. Somehow or other, there's got to be a coup by the military, and you got to hope sane people take over. What do you think, Norman?
Well, I think the top brass in the military are on one side, but they've got to switch over and start protecting the people and the country, because they can see, they've got eyes, they're listening to what's going on. The food is not being allowed to go in, and people are starving. And then, like you said, the national grid every so often goes down and the place is black, and they're in tough shape.
They're in very tough shape. To be honest with you, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. John?
Maybe at some point, though, wishful thinking, they might end up with a benevolent dictator.
I think that's probably the best you can hope for.
That's probably real, but somebody who really has the interest of the people.
But you know, this has been a bug of mine for a long time with Venezuela and their oil company. Their oil company in this country is Citgo.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We take that damn sign down by Fenway, and we think it's some great thing to honor. All you're doing is honoring that
Dictator.
Murado or
Yeah.
in Venezuela. It's his company that you're doing that for.
Right.
It's iconic. We love it.
Oh yeah,
The
and
sign.
if something was about LBGT or something, you know, they were sporting that. Hell, the liberals would be up there chopping it down with axes. But they don't see that this is a civil rights violator. He's destroying a country. He's hurting people. Oh, it's the Citgo sign. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's part of the experience of going to Fenway Park.
Right.
Hey.
If they were true to their feelings, they'd have demanded that thing came down over years ago.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be bad. I think things are going to
headed
get
that way.
worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's hope not.
Yeah.
Headed that way.
I don't see some great out, I'll tell you that.
Well, John just came back from Cuba. He straightened them out when they were down
I
there.
should have worn my Che Guevara
Yeah,
shirt.
shave shirt.
I got it. I'm debating whether I should put it on and walk around town.
Boy, well, we're broad-minded on this show.
And my wife suggested, send it to our son. You know, he hasn't been out of college that long. He might get a kick out of it. But anyway, I digress.
Yes, well, that's fine. That's what the show is built on, digressing. All right. Tell me something. We're beginning to compartmentalize many things. Drives me nuts. The Black Police Officers Association. the Black Congressional Caucus, the Women's Congressional Caucus, WOW workouts, women-only workouts, fine lines for women only. What would happen if we had the white Congressional Caucus?
That's right.
You know what? We'd be accused of being KKK, and we would be hung.
You think?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Or worse.
If you can't take that statement or that organization and substitute another gender or another race, that organization or that statement's racist in itself.
Yep.
I was on a debate team in college. My wife says, "Oh, you got such a big mouth." Just, it was natural
Make
for
it
you.
productive.
Yeah. And I used to get in it with the thing was, the topic was, the student union had a big poster up and it said, "Scholarship for blacks." And my contention, that was racist.
Absolutely.
And there was a black guy, and there's a couple of them in the class. They jumped right on this. So we're off. And of course, the instructor, professor, he loves this kind of stuff. And that's why I said, if you took that sign and took the scholarship for blacks out of there and put scholarships for white, what would happen? Well, they said that'd be racist.
Oh, yeah. If you put it there and put in
I said that-
scholarships for Irish Americans.
Or Irish, or
Italian Americans.
I said, the function of that poster hasn't changed. You just changed one of the elements of it. So if you change an element, it becomes racist. It was racist to start with.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like following it to its logical conclusion. There was a sign at Dave's Barbershop.
Oh, he's
two doors up. Now, 2 doors up is the beauty parlor.
Yeah.
And they had one of those A-frame signs out in front. And it said, "For big, sexy hair, come in."
So you went in.
I went in.
Yeah.
I went in, and the guy looks at me and says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yes." I said, "I saw your sign out front. Big, sexy hair in here." I said, "I want some." He goes, "Well, you're not a woman." I said, "I don't see any sign on there that says for
There has
women
to be a
only."
woman.
Well, you yanking my chain.
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding?
I said, "No." I said, "Take a look at that dome. I want some big, sexy hair."
Yeah.
He says, "You'll have to get it someplace else." He says, "I'm taking the sign in."
Either that or put a little disclaimer down at the bottom and fine print.
And
Ultra
the
fine.
women, all the women in there are laughing.
Sure. Sure.
I think they were laughing at me, not him, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
He was very angry at me.
Yeah, well, good for him.
I thought it was designed to get attention. It did.
It did, it worked. Oh, God. I also stopped at the Fine Lines in Plainville Center. I wanted to know how come I couldn't come in. And so she said the magic words. She said, "Goodbye, or I'm calling the police." I said, "Okay."
You know what I would have said? Please call the police right now. I dare you. The number is 911. Can you remember all those numbers? And that really tuck it to them, because they're not going to call the police. They're not going to.
I'm going to tell you what my wife has told me on more than one occasion. All right, Norm? She said, "Cool it. I have to live in this town, too."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember that from
Yeah.
time to time.
Oh, yeah.
How many places you been
But
banned?
your point is well taken.
Yeah.
How many places you been banned from now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, quite a
right.
few. About every McDonald's.
Trying to
around.
say, McDonald's got you on the
Dunkin'
blacklist.
Donuts. Yeah, I refuse to take incompetence and out.
But so many people say, "I'm going to call the police." Well, go ahead. Or "I'm going to sue you." Go ahead.
Go
I'll
ahead.
see you in court. And they back right down and disappear. So you got to take it to them.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah.
See, there's, folks, there's the black power, and we're the gray power. Gray Panthers, too.
The Gray Panthers.
We can
That's
be the Gray
right.
Panthers.
All right, changing the subject just briefly. 37% of the people this morning polled by Fox approve of the president's handling of health care. He said he's going to become the health care president. 37% approve of it. So who does the average mother want making decisions on the choice of her children's pediatricians? Government bureaucrats? Faceless insurance companies, or her and her husband?
Of course.
Yeah.
They've got to stop and think about this, you know? Also, ditto for who makes decisions for her aging parents' end-of-life issues. We know what the government mercenaries in the insurance company ghouls will choose. No expensive treatments, and when the end is drawing near, let the old people die. When you think about this possibility, think of what liberal progressives are acting out when it comes to abortion. Kill them 24/7, even as they emerge from the birth canal. Kill them. Does anyone think it'll be any different for the elderly under government-mandated socialized medicine? Believe me, it won't. When people stop and think about this question, that number will change quickly.
Yeah, we have I almost looking like a dangerous element being elected into Congress. These young progressives, they don't think about what they're doing. Things like Medicare for all, free this, free that. And they think about it, it's free. There's no such thing as free. Somebody
Somebody's
pays
paying
for
for
it.
it somewhere.
But they don't see it that way. They sell it to that group that just gets so excited about free Medicare. Oh my God! Well, who's going to pay for it? You don't want that because, like he said, now you won't be able to pick your doctor. You will have to sign up for. You want your gallbladder out. Well, 18 years from now, you'll be at top of the list. So
Yeah, it's nuts.
it's nuts.
It's nuts.
And they come up with the weirdest stuff. This Presley with a 16-year-old vote. Oh my God! They're mature enough. But you know, the next day after that, the Globe had about 6 letters supporting that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're old enough at 16 to vote.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
my contention, if they're matured at 16, why don't you put the drinking laws at 16?
Yeah.
Hell, put them at 14, see what happens. You want to let them do anything. Let them become an airline pilot. You want to get on a plane with a 16-year-old pilot? I don't think so.
Give them license to carry at 16.
That's right.
Sure. I mean, they're adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. College professors.
Yep.
Yeah. But by the way, the progressives in this country, if you stop and think about it, you've got the media.
Yep. They're
Totally irresponsible media.
lock right in there, lockstep.
You've got the entertainment industry in California and New York, and you got the college professors.
Yep.
Those are the progressives that are driving
Forming
this.
public opinion.
That's right. Well, how about Mr. and Mrs. America, the ones that grow food, or work in factories, or are in the service, or police officers, or firemen? No, they don't count.
Today, in the Globe, there's a small article by this Joan Vanacci.
Oh, yeah, she's...
Oh, my God. Read it if you find it. It is so blatant, and she's trying to bring out racism. Apparently, there was a CEO of a hospital and a board member of the hospital. They got out of a meeting, and they're standing on the curb waiting for somebody. Well, the man is black. Well, somebody walks up to these two and says, "Here's my keys." He mistaken the black board member of the hospital as a valet.
Yeah, yeah.
And the president of this hospital says he's not part of the help. And Joan Venanci doesn't see anything wrong with this. She thinks that she sees the race part of it. Well, he was black, so they assumed he was a valet. My question is, why is a valet so low down on the totem pole? You elites put, oh, he's part of the help, like he's a maid.
Why don't they park their own damn cars?
Yeah, well since when did a valet become less than a board member?
In today's America, they are.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
with them. But they don't see that they are doing the same thing that they're accusing other people of doing. It's just pure elitism.
And young people become valets.
Oh, yeah.
Entry-level jobs as they work their way
But
up.
according to the president of this hospital, oh, he's the help.
Yeah.
It's just what's the term she uses.
Incredible.
But
Absolutely.
nobody takes her to task for that.
No. She is. She's an attack dog.
Oh, yeah,
For
absolutely.
the Globe. Yeah. There's nothing that woman likes. She wouldn't even like you, John.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think so. Norman, I don't know.
Messa.
She is terrible. Awful. Awful. And the other one, too. There's two of them I can't.
Well, I can't say that. Adrian either. Him,
Yeah.
Adrian Walker, I think his
Adrian
name.
Walker, yeah.
There
You
used
know
to be-
what?
Go on.
Has anybody ever got a picture of all the Globe columnists together?
No.
No, because it's probably just one of them.
Yeah, they're just
with 5
they're
or
just
6
characters that
different
they're
names.
sitting there making them up.
Be
Yeah.
careful with that finger when you're.
Yeah. I have to warn her about that.
There was a black guy years ago that worked for the Globe, and I don't know where he went. He was always seeing racism everywhere. And one day, after reading the story, he's on the bus, and he's got a laptop with him. And he said, well, he said, I could see these white people looking at me like, where did he get that laptop?
Oh, well,
Did he steal it?
stole it.
How in the hell would he know what other people on the bus are thinking?
No, he's a mind reader.
But he makes this whole thing into a racist thing.
Now, that's the blacks in this country go through that on a daily basis.
Yep.
And that's wrong. But we're not going to cure it
No.
unless we're willing to accept the fact that, listen, in the past, this has happened.
Yep.
We're not going to do it anymore.
Let's
And we'll try to change things. Now, it's going to be a long time to change it. And our generation's not going to change it. Not going to happen.
No. Plus they got to clean up their own house to
That's right.
start with.
That's right. You know what else kills me, too, is we have an inordinate amount of blacks or Hispanics in prison
Exactly. I was just
versus their population. Who's committing the crimes?
That's right.
Well, an inordinate amount are being committed by blacks and Hispanics.
Oh, Ed Koch.
By the way, I'm not being racist,
No,
folks.
you can go
These are
back
just
to-
numbers.
It's reality.
I wish to hell we weren't talking about this. And I've said before, the happiest day of my life is going to be when the term black disappears.
Yep.
And we call each other Americans.
People, yeah.
Yeah. They can forget about the African American. I'll forget about the Irish American. We're Americans.
Ed Koch remember old Ed Koch,
Oh,
the
yeah.
mayor of
How am
New
I
York?
doing?
Crotchety old.
Oh yeah.
He was when he-
And he was sort of a super liberal, super this, super that. Well, he shocked them one day when he started saying about, he said 80% of the murders in this country are committed by blacks. But he says 90% of the victims are black victims
That's right.
by black
Yeah,
murders.
absolutely.
Well, the liberals went crazy. And he says, I'm more liberal than you are. And he said, I got this from the FBI statistics.
I go online every once in a while when I get a bee in my bonnet and look up all these statistics. Like 85 and 90% are black on black crimes.
The biggest cause of death in a black community, a young black male, is another black male.
Other blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gun.
But if you don't recognize the problem, you can't cure it.
If you're not willing to accept.
If you won't
problem.
face it,
Yeah.
you can't do a damn thing about it.
You know what was good was Jesse Jackson's book.
Okay, yeah.
So in it, he admits walking down the street, and I think it was New York City, but it could have been any city. Coming the other way was 5 black teenagers.
Oh, I know where that goes.
And
yeah, I know this.
He immediately crossed the
He
street.
said, this is trouble.
Jeez. Well, you know what scares me? You see all these things on television about the police force and people that haven't been police officers that long. All of a sudden, they're pulling somebody over for a traffic like a light type of thing or something like that. And the next thing you know, they're on the ground and somebody's shooting one, or the street cops beating that crap out of somebody. You see that more and more. It's
Well, you know what? I mean, you've got people resisting arrest. You've got people that have got something to hide, like drugs in the car, or want to get back in the car and race off, and things get out of control. And there's also police officers that don't handle the stop properly.
oh yeah.
No, they don't.
So,
Oh, yeah,
so,
absolutely.
you know, there's enough blame to go around here.
And then there's the judges, catch and release, catch and release.
yeah.
They say this guy's got 18 priors, and today he got caught for doing something, but the judge slapped him on the wrist.
Yeah,
and
because
told him-
19 is the judge's
Yeah.
lucky number.
Right,
yeah.
Then he finally killed somebody. And they said,
That's
oh my
right.
God, what? How could this happen?
Who could have seen this happening?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, boy, I got to haul this one out. From the Globe today, happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
Happy hour.
I'm all for that.
Well, here's the facts. Happy hour is banned in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. That's that.
Oh, really?
Oh, we
Yeah.
can't do anything like that.
I never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Norman.
They made a big
Yes,
fuss
indeed.
about it 10 years ago, 15
That's right.
years ago already.
By 2-for-1 drinks.
Oh, God, you can't have
Oh,
that.
you can't have that because people are going to drink too much.
It forces them. We have the damnedest laws here.
But
Right.
get a load of this. I'll put the spectacles back on while I read
Okay.
this. Happy hour. 2 beers shown in the picture, folks. Spend a casual evening with other women in business at an event hosted by the non-profit Woman Accelerators. The event is open to members and non-members. Friday, 6 to 8 p.m., Mead Hall, 90 Broadway, Cambridge. Free. Register online or go to the business agenda at bostonglobe.com. It's only for women.
That's networking. That's what it sounds like.
It's discrimination is what it sounds
well,
like to me.
Absolutely.
'Cause
But we got the craziest laws yet today here.
yeah. Women can do this, but men
yeah,
can't.
men can't.
If we ever decided to have an old farts happy hour over to the Evil Brook Saloon,
Yeah.
let me tell you something, we'd be shut down.
can't do it.
And probably fired upon
Probably.
by the local constabulary.
At Fenway, when they redid that, I'm not a Fenway fan, so to me it's a dump. But when they redid it, they got a section with really expensive seats. They have cocktail service in those seats. But anybody else has got to go up and go get, and then you're going to get 1 per person. But the people in the seat, or 2 per person, but the people in those seats, that's unlimited there. For some reason, they're not going to go crazy with alcohol, but the rest of the unwashed masses can't handle that. When I moved here, I was on they taught me how to join a bowling team.
It's called the drinking team.
Yeah, exactly. We sat there at Westgate Lanes over there in Brockton. I'm going, where the hell's the beer lady? And the Massachusetts people said, what? I said, the beer woman comes around for, oh, you can't have a beer in a bowling alley. You have to go in the bar and sit in the bar and drink. I said, what? Don't you have beer frames? What? I said, no, what's that? I said, well, whoever's got the biggest best score on that.
Some of the beer, the lanes around have beer.
Now they do.
Yeah.
They've changed that. Another one, I was a golfer. I said, where's the courtesy carts? What's that? I said, well, they come around with beer and cocktails and stuff, and they drive around, you buy them off the cart. Oh, we don't, that's
This
not
is New
allowed.
England. We're above that.
Boy,
Yeah.
I guess we're missing out there.
Oh, God. So we can have the old farts. Happy hour
No.
is not going to happen.
They don't trust us.
There you are, folks. We can't do it.
We got a reputation to abandon Boston. Remember that term?
Yeah,
Did you ever read that book?
I think so. Oh, yeah, Band in Boston.
Banned in Boston. It was we were the laughing stock of the country.
What did it
We
outline
still
all these-
are.
We still are. What's that?
What did it outline all these different customs? Or
Yeah,
things
what
that-
it was, banned in Boston. The law got to the point where you could ban, particularly a book or a play, by the town could actually do it. It wasn't just Boston, but the local towns could do it, and the police chief would sign off and ban it. Well, what publishers and authors and people that did plays, what they wanted you to do is somebody to ban it in Massachusetts. So on their ads, they could put banned in Boston. That was be sure it would be a bestseller across the rest of the country. They said, well, if those idiots banned it, there must be something really good in there. It got so bad that authors would write a paragraph or something in their story that was very prudent at that point. It was very risque.
Yeah.
So this police chief would say, my town is not going to sell that. We're going to ban it. So then they'd ban it in Boston, and then the publisher would take that out once the local town banned it and use that. On the front of the book, it would say, banned in Boston.
Oh, that's great. And we lived with that.
We
had blue laws up
We didn't
through
know
the
the
70s.
rest of the people were laughing.
Yeah.
The rest of the country was laughing at us.
Couldn't go to stores. Stores were closed on Sundays.
I wonder if they had something banned in Scully Square.
No, Scully Square
That's
was
probably pretty
I
liberal.
remember the tail end of Scully Square. Most everything went in there.
What was Scully Square? I'm not
It was
native.
sort of the hangout for the World War II troops, the servicemen, when they were on liberty. Scully Square.
Was that downtown?
Yep, there was
Okay.
Sort of.
Chinatown?
No, it was actually behind and off to one side of where City Hall is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not far from North Station.
All right.
In that area right there. There's a couple of plaques on the ground. Here lies old Scully Square.
Old Scully
There's
himself.
bars and strip joints and
Yeah, it was quite the place.
so what do you think about Bob Kraft and his troubles?
It's unfortunate. The guy's done so many philanthropic things. He's done a lot of good things, but this will tarnish him a little bit. But he'll survive.
But the point is, he didn't break any laws.
Well,
He didn't do anything illegal. It was legal at that time in that place.
I don't know about that.
No, you're stretching, I think, Norm. I don't.
Didn't he say that?
I don't think sex acts were
No.
legal in those places.
Okay.
Massages were.
Massages were.
However, what was illegal was the cameras. That was blatantly illegal. And recording of anything that went on in there.
I think first of all, it's stupidity on his part.
Oh, yeah.
When you're worth $6.6 billion, that's think about that. That's 66,000 million. That's a big, big number. Why you would in some sleazy
Dump.
dump
Massage parlor.
massage parlor down the street? You've got a multi-billion-dollar, $1 million estate with gated community, big gates on the front, and you could hire the best call girl in the country to show up there.
Or you could have a couple of administrative assistants
That's right.
that travel with you.
That's right.
Keeping track of your calendar.
And your needs.
And your needs.
Yep.
And you know what? Nobody would even think twice of it. And the girls would be well paid and do it with their eyes
And
wide
when
open.
you show up in a place like that in a chauffeured Bentley,
yeah.
come on, what are you thinking of?
I just can't believe what he could have been thinking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
go back
know.
the next day.
He did it twice.
2 days.
And
back
knowing
to
he
back.
got stopped the day before, and they got his ID.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
I just
where is this guy's
simply
head?
don't understand it.
But you know what? I think some of these guys, they got so much fame and so much money, they're impervious to anything else. They don't care.
That's what they
I
think.
think you're right.
what they think.
I made a couple of notes on the story about this. Judge not, lest you be judged.
Mm-hmm.
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Where's my rock?
Yeah, and love your neighbor as yourself. Where's our sense of forgiveness to Bob Kraft and understanding? No, the Patriots are hated all over the country because they're successful.
Absolutely.
And I think that we are PO'd because it's so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But did he do anything wrong?
Yeah, he did, actually, Bill. When's the last time you went to one of these places and had a little honey?
Never.
Never.
No.
You? No, we just don't do that kind of thing. Because it's wrong.
That doesn't mean what he did is wrong.
Well, of course it does.
I'm not going to judge him.
Okay. See, I think what bothers me here is if this gets buried because of special privilege. And that's what we got to look at.
Let me open it up wider.
Okay.
Should prostitution be legalized, like it is in Nevada?
Yes. I don't see.
Who's going to see this?
Everybody.
I think so. Regulated and taxed.
I do
whatever.
too. I think it should be legalized.
I'll pass on that.
All right.
No comment.
Now, I got to pass this correctly. I've had quite a circle of friends. An older guy I used to talk to on a regular basis. I had all kinds of friends at the Foxborough Company. I delivered parcels all over the whole thing as a kid. And one guy took a liking to me. And I'd sit and talk to him every day for 5 or 10 minutes. He was a great guy, an old guy. Well, one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And he said, Bill, he said, there's all kinds of secrets in this world.
Oh, absolutely.
He said, there's a woman highly respected in this town who is a prostitute. And she has a black book.
Yep.
And there's about 7 or 8 or 9 successful businessmen
Well, that's happened
in her
regularly.
book
Yep.
that she sees on a semi-regular basis. Now, my question to you is, who does that hurt? What harm is there in this?
Well, as societal, I don't think it has a lot of hurt. Your wife would think of something different.
Well,
Oh,
now
yeah.
that's something else
family,
again. I think I'm talking about legalities.
Okay,
and the law.
societal.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hurting anybody.
I don't think so either. That's often thought of as a victimless crime.
Yeah.
And
unless you get to this white slavery.
Now that's a totally different ball of wax.
um,
And you could make the argument that white slavery for maids and ladies in waiting and washerwomen is just as bad, almost, as being a prostitute.
Sure it is.
Okay? Because they're in servitude and they have to work off a certain amount of time and they're paid peanuts or whatever. But it seems to me that I don't think Bob Kraft is guilty of anything except
Stupidity. Yeah.
Right.
and damage to his own family.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe the Patriots.
Well,
We'll see about that.
nationwide, they can't hurt
they-
them
no,
because
they
they don't
can't get
think
any
of us.
worse.
They don't.
Yeah.
They
hate us.
They hate us. People are just
passion.
gloating over this. It's just
Yeah.
another.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I just can't believe You know, I guess when you get that kind of money, you get arrogant about the fact that nobody can lay a
What
hand
bothers me on these is when they use their money and prestige to avoid any consequences.
Yeah.
Just like that
That guy that
Carrier
got out of it in
in
Chicago yesterday. Yeah, they dropped all the charges.
Jolette
Did
or
you
Roller.
see the prosecutor smiling?
Oh, God.
She looked like the canary, the
Yep.
cat that swallowed the canary.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta be kidding.
There's
me.
some influence there.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but folks, but yeah, that's exactly what I
Plenty
said.
of influence.
Something changed hands
They
here.
stirred up a hornet's
Yeah.
nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, something changed hands. Or it wasn't a cup of hot chocolate.
No,
either.
it wasn't.
Boy, oh boy. Well, by gosh, we've folks, you won't believe this. I know you gathered around your TV having a good time.
And you thought it was
Thelma,
just
put the bottle down until I'm through.
it's about empty anyway.
Yeah.
You thought it was. See, folks, you thought this was going to be four old farts here talking about the weather, didn't you? You didn't think that was going to get adult topics. Well, hang on to your hats. 'Cause this is going to get worse as it goes on.
Only thing missing are the adult beverages.
That's right.
Oh boy! But I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope we're scratching you where you itch, so to speak. Enough so that you come back next time.
Let us know if there's something you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
We're open to anything.
As you can see, we're open to anything.
Just encourage us a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not that we don't have any fear. We don't have any sense.
Right. Don't forget those bags of money.
Yeah.
You know, old bills, plain paper
Oh,
bags.
we're talking about adult beverages. Somebody want to sponsor this, bring in some Heinekens or something. This would make it more interesting.
Boy, oh boy. I like the way you think. Your management possibility there, boy. All right, folks. Listen, that's it. We got to ring down the curtain. See you next time.
Take care.
Take care.